everyone, this is Melissa, and I'm the talkative introvert. Welcome back to the podcast. I got another episode with Mia and Shannon for you today. I'm going to keep this intro short so we can get straight to it. All right, hope you enjoy the episode. I'm going to call this episode Don't Call Me That with Shannon and Mia.
I love it. Oh my god. Don't call me that.
I just thought about it. I was like, that's a good one. That's a good one, Melissa.
Just go ahead and pat yourself on the back on that one.
Exactly. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. Joining me today again is Shannon and Mia. Thanks for joining me again for the episode. Another podcast episode.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
It's going good. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. Things were actually going on.
Yeah, even though some of us are, timetably challenged.
We won't say names.
Yeah. We won't.
But we're all here and we're ready to discuss.
Yeah. I'm so excited. This is season 2. And so if you're new to the show, I've had me and Shannon on before. So go check out those episodes in season 1. But yeah. Okay. So today we're going to talk about characteristics in terms of endearment and basically just adjectives and terms that may seem nice, but may not be actually nice. And so we're going to talk about mainly feminine characteristics just because we're women, so we can't really speak on behalf of men, obviously, and things that, relate to them. So these are female characteristics. Did you want to share your little story? Because this kind of came about because of Shannon.
Yeah. I was going to say, I can give a little background of how we kind of stumbled upon this and hopefully doing it. Okay. So it started, my friend, we were just talking one day and she asked me Shannon, would you describe me as bubbly? And, I was like, no. no, I wouldn't. And she was just, telling me she has a coworker, who did. And then, she was saying I wouldn't think of myself as bubbly either. And we just got on this big conversation of what do we even think bubbly means, right? And why are we so sure she's not bubbly, but her other friend was like, oh yeah, you're bubbly. And your other friend, not seen as oh, you're bubbly, but as a compliment. And so we just got in this big discussion of why do we because we had a negative connotation is what we were kind of, when we were discussing, it came down to of oh, bubbly, maybe, we see it as a not so good, right? Mm-hmm. But this other girl had a different perspective on it, and we're like, okay, so why do we even think what we think about the word bubbly? And what is bubbly? So we wanted to start there, or another word, but kind of just break down what do we even think bubbly means?
That's kind of difficult. Because
it's kind of like when you start saying a word over and over again, it loses its meaning.
Yeah.
bubbly.
Because I can see the both negative and positives of bubbly, right? So, bubbly, sometimes it's a good thing because it's you're, what's the word? For customer service, you kind of want to be bubbly and inviting and all that stuff. And, bubbly's good, it's cheerful. Or, if you're, what are they called? Those camp leaders or those camp people?
Camp counselor?
Yeah, camp counselor. You want to be bubbly, but then I can see bubbly being kind of associated with dumb people.
Yeah. Well, I think that's when my friend and I were talking, where we kind of at one point ended up in a conversation of the negative side of we were associating it with kind of that the ditzy, right? The dumb blonde stereotype.
There you go, ditzy.
And we're okay, but why? So why? And then we got into, real deep of okay, why do we even think that, right? Like, why are we associating it with a negative? Like, is it negative? And we kind of like, we're like, the patriarchy is kind of what that ended up, to be frank. But you know, because it was just interesting. Like, we associated it when we really started talking about it more. Like, yeah, we think of it as ditzy, and that's, you know, a negative, right?
Yeah.
But
exactly.
but is it even a negative? Like, bubbly in and of itself, like, that's not a, you know, mean thing to say about someone, right? So it's like we're getting these other perceptions.
I think bubbly, especially in the context of a workplace, is like something that's sought after. So I wouldn't see it right off the bat as like a bad thing, but if you like I said, you start saying a word long enough, it loses its meaning. It's like, what does it really mean, you know?
Yeah. I think bubbly is probably safe to go. But then it kind of leads to like the ditzy. The ditzy one, when you said that, Shannon, I was like, oh, that's more like the negative one. Like, you don't want to be ditzy. And those are kind of associated with bubbly people. And then bubbly is usually used for like women. Like, you don't usually say like a bubbly guy or that guy's so super bubbly.
I don't even know what that would look like. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever described a guy as bubbly, and
yeah.
No,
and if he's
something
like,
that is reserved for women. So it's like when you're talking about, like, you know, looking for these traits in the workplace, it's like for maybe female, oriented, I don't know, like camp counselor, right? Like, and I mean, I know there are men who do that, but like the comforting, bubbly female counselor. Like,
I feel like if you're a bubbly guy, you're probably like, I don't know if this is correct, but maybe like a flamboyant guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what a bubbly guy would be. I feel like flamboyant would be the closest thing. Or maybe, I don't know.
But it gets into all of that, like how language is gendered and why is bubbly used to describe women,
and why bubbly?
More, women most of the time, and like you said.
And if it's a good thing, if it's a positive thing, why aren't men, you know, described as it?
Yeah, good point. Well, that's a good first word.
Well, it's like, I think that does go back to women as kind of like a caretakers. Like, bubbly is a, you know, nice, whatever, and like someone you can go to, right? Because they're just like
approachable,
sweet and whatever.
Yeah.
So, and I think that goes back to women in being seen as like caretaker roles, right? And that's probably why we don't see it as a masculine trait.
Yeah.
More of the time.
Okay, I'm gonna take a break right here. Do you hear it, Shannon, or is it just me?
I can hear it too.
Okay. It's like super loud. What is that?
But it just sounds like feedback. Like it's just some sort of...
Unplug and plug in your headphones again.
All right.
Turn it on, turn it off again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, it's worse. What is that? I think it's only when you talk or when there's...
Hello?
This wasn't a problem before.
Well, before I was at my apartment.
Oh. Are you in your new home?
No, well, sort of. I'm in my mom's house. I'm in the main house.
Is it the ghost?
Yeah, I'm in the ghost room.
Oh no.
Oh, you are.
Yeah. You're in the ghost room.
I am.
You're not. Shut up. Are you?
I am.
Wait, can you
get
test
out
it
of the
if
ghost
you go
room?
in a different room? Yeah, can you just...
Well, not really, because there's people in the other rooms, so it's going to be louder.
Okay. That's a little scary. That freaks me out.
Oh my god, it's white noise. Oh my god, they're trying to communicate.
Guys are off your rockers.
Oh, jeez. Okay, it's fine. I think I have enough of it that I can. Right. I can like use it to. And... Yeah, I can isolate and take it out.
Okay.
Okay, so
after that short break.
Yeah. So we used bubbly. Is there another word that you guys want to use, or do you want to go on my list?
Let's just go to your list. Yeah.
Because I didn't really think of much else. I don't know. I had Googled before, or like it was probably a couple weeks ago now, and I just found like probably something similar to what you did, just like some big list of like words. So, but that'd be a lot to kind of. But if you pick some out already, let's do that.
Okay. So one that I kept finding was princess.
God.
Yeah, when you say that, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
That is my gut reaction to don't call me princess.
It just takes me back to the Happy Bunny days.
Happy Bunny days.
You know,
wait,
and like.
What does that mean?
Avril Lavigne. You don't know what Happy Bunny is?
No.
Is that weird, like, morbid cartoon?
Sort of. It's like the original meme, I guess.
Yeah, they're like cute little bunnies, but they do like horrific, morbid stuff.
No, that's different. This was.
Wait. The stickers and buttons?
Yeah, stickers and buttons.
Okay. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about these.
And they I just sarcastic as hell.
Mm-hmm. It's all about me. Deal with it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm the princess.
Boys lying kind of stink. What?
Yeah.
I hate everything. Okay, I totally forgot about these, Mia. Oh my god, now I'm gonna look at all of them.
Oh jeez, the original memes.
Right.
Yeah. You know, the memes you used to have to buy from PacSun.
Yeah.
Aw, PacSun.
Oh yeah, they're not around anymore, huh?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I haven't seen one. That's funny. But anyways, princess. I honestly, no one in like our generation has probably ever called someone that. Like I have only heard that from older people.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I don't know if I know anyone like who has actually like near my age called me princess in like earnestness, right?
Yeah.
Like, not as like a
nice way.
Yeah, like genuinely was like, oh, princess.
Yeah.
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 For real.
I think at some point it was positive, but then there was a turning point where it's like, no, girl. I mean, no. I don't want to say no girl wants to be called a princess, because obviously little girls still play princess or whatever.
Okay, and my mom likes being called a princess. I don't get it.
Does she?
But yeah, she does. She's like, I'm the princess. And it's like, you're not the queen?
I know. I was like, right, you're the queen.
Yeah. But also, like, I feel like even when if I would be called queen, like, it's in a joke-ish manner, or like a...
Well, what about, like, yes, queen?
Yeah, right? Well, like... And, okay, I think, because we were talking about this a little bit before, but it depends on who is calling you this.
Yes,
right?
That's true.
Like, this is definitely... Because, okay. My mind's like, jumping around everywhere.
No, I think queen
as
is
a little
more...
girl, or not, just as a little kid, like, princess is like... Because that's like, that's fairy tale, that's dressing up.
Yeah.
And I wonder maybe because your mom, maybe if there's some generational of like, if you are a man, I do not want you calling me princess.
I just can't imagine them calling me princess in a tone that isn't like snarling or something.
Yeah. Or kind of like a sexual overtone, right? Like that's how I'm. Like, if like why would you call me princess? Like in what capacity? Like what is happening that I'm being called this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
Yeah. Like if you're an older guy calling me princess, like I get that, like that's just in their generation, that's like a term of endearment. But if like a guy our age now calls me that, like it's definitely an insult. Because, like, princesses are associated, like, they don't do work, they don't do anything, they're dainty.
Yeah. Well, they're
she's a princess.
Mm-hmm. They're spoiled.
Can't take care of themselves.
Exactly.
That's at least the connotations that we perceive.
Yeah, exactly.
All of these.
And I think that's
right.
It's like Melissa said, it's a generational thing because, if an older person calls you princess or something like that, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. But if somebody our age does it, it's like, why are you calling me that?
Yeah.
They should know better or be more familiar with how you feel about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. And queen is interesting too, because that's definitely different. And I think that is totally Reddit generational. Well, I don't know when did Yas Queen
start?
And, start being a thing, right? I feel like it was. I mean, I don't know the history. I don't
feel like it's Beyonce.
That's more of, well, probably a big part of it came with her, but it probably was around before.
It came into my knowledge within the past 10 years, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say we weren't saying Yas Queen in high school.
No, definitely not.
So
I think it became before Beyonce, but she made it even bigger,
popular, a household thing.
Because everyone started calling her Queen Bee or
and it's
Bae,
definitely a girl power call, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
but it's also
a strong princess, right? Is a
part of the LGBTQ community, I'd say, because
definitely
a lot of drag queens do identify, or not identify as queen, but say yes, queen.
Yeah. Well, that's what I feel
in a good
probably way. Longer or farther back than we probably know.
Yeah, probably farther.
It's my best guess because without really looking at more. But yeah, I think that's a good point. But
yeah, that's a good point, Mia. It probably did start in the LGBTQ community, but then Beyonce made it mainstream or something. I don't know.
Which is a total example of taking something that started in a grassroots type situation and just totally gets blown out of proportion by capitalism and other people who don't understand where it really came from. We don't even understand where it came from. We just know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you're listening and leave
a comment.
Please let us know because
we know nothing.
Because we're, we can make these.
We're not experts.
We know white women didn't come up with it.
Do we come up with anything?
Nope. No, we did not.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you came up with Betty Crocker.
Betty Crocker?
Yeah.
She probably stole hers from somebody. Her recipes.
Wasn't it this lady who... Oh, man, I used to know the history of it. I think it was a lady. Or it's a guy, but using... anyways. But it was someone who wanted to make baking easy. And,
Yeah. Oh, and did you know, side fact, that the original cake mixes, you only had to add water, but that felt like it was too easy and not involved enough for people to feel like they were actually making it themselves. So they took out ingredients so that you had to add eggs and butter and stuff like that.
That's so stupid.
One ingredient is not enough, but let's give them 3 that they have to add, and then they'll feel like they're doing something.
Yeah.
Crack an egg in there and you'll feel better.
Oh my God.
They should go back to the original recipe because sometimes I don't have eggs. And sometimes I don't have oil. So I always have water.
You can use vegan alternatives, but they're, generally a little different.
Yeah. I'm not a vegan, so.
Neither am I, but I've had some vegan food that's pretty bomb.
Oh, I'm sure. Anyways.
Yeah, sorry.
Our first tangent, our first little side note.
Barely into the episode. We're already going on different tangents.
Oh,
okay. Did you have another word, but any of you guys? Or girls?
No.
Ladies? Whatever. We're from California. Everyone's a guy.
Everyone's a dude.
Yeah.
He's a dude, she's a dude. We're all dudes.
Is that Kel?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay, it is. Okay. I was like, I know that reference. In case you guys didn't get that, that was from Kel, from Keating and Kel. Or All That. They're from All That. Yeah. Right? They started from All That.
Good Burger. The Good Burger skit.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? I don't know why I remember that. Anyways, new word.
New word. Someone help. Someone help. What's the next word you have?
Okay. The next word I got was tomboy.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah. When I was younger, I would be considered like a tomboy. Kind of.
Yeah.
I didn't like Barbies, and I didn't wear dresses, and I hated the color pink. Even though now, like, I love pink. I have pink everything.
Yeah. But when I was a kid, I wanted to be a girly girl, but I had a brother, so I always, like, looked up to him and wanted to do what he was doing and wanted to play with the toys he was playing with. Mm-hmm. So I was, like, borderline tomboy. Except for I sucked at sports, so I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's also coded language, you know, it's like, oh, she's a tomboy, you know, in like societies that aren't as accepting of LGBTQ.
Mm-hmm. Or like masculine women.
Yeah, like, oh, she's just a tomboy, or, you know, something like that.
Yeah. But, well, see, tomboy is interesting because when I think about tomboy, I do, like, first thought is, like, back to, like, elementary school. And for me, though, Mia, it was like, you wanted to be a tomboy.
Yeah.
Like, really? You wanted to be, like, one of the boys, right? Mm-hmm. And I think, well, right, I say that because you had a different experience. But, I feel like, for me, like, looking at it, it's like, you wanted to be a tomboy because you wanted to be part of the boys because the boys were cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you wanted to fit in, right? And so,
you wanted to infiltrate that community.
Be one of the guys. Mm-hmm. And I do think, what you were saying too, like getting older and stuff, it's like, it kind of flips of like, no, women should be feminine and you don't want to be a tomboy or whatever. But, but it's like, tomboy's an interesting one.
Yeah, that one again, I feel like it's another generational thing. Like, obviously there's, like, what's it called? Like, there's expectations for women and men, and they're different. And when you're called a tomboy, like maybe by an older person or someone who's like kind of old school and more conservative, like it's not a good thing. But then, yeah, like to Shannon's point, like I liked being called a tomboy. I thought it was cool to be a tomboy, but at the same time, like that can be kind of negative, you know, because it's like, well, why is it cool to be a tomboy? Like, why is it cool to be masculine or to be like one of the guys? Like, what's wrong with being just another girl, like being a typical girl, quote, you know? Air quotes.
Yeah.
I think when you're younger, it's harder to embrace your feminism because you're working against a world of patriarchy.
Yeah.
That's like creating this world around you that you don't necessarily want and don't understand. And so you kind of like fight back against it. Like, I didn't like pink. I didn't like the color purple. Like, you know. And now it's like I do try to embrace that side of me because it's like I do like pink, I do like purple, I do like, I don't know, dressing up or wearing jewelry and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I think we should just change the word. I don't like the word tomboy. Like, I think it's, I don't know. It's just kind of,
it's also like a double negative, like tomboy.
Yeah. And it's like it's kind of degrading to the typical little girl. You know, it's kind of showing like, you're, you know, because you like all the girly stuff, you're this prissy, dainty little princess, you know? If that makes sense.
All those words we've just talked about?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, like you were saying, like, and I think I think a lot of this is too is like elementary, so when we're forming, right? And we're being like told, quote, quote, through media, through, you know, life or whatever, that boys are strong, boys are cool. And you want boys to like you, so you should be like boys.
And then it turns out to be the exact opposite.
Right.
Which is exactly how the world works.
Everything as a child is a lie. Just kidding, kind of. Anyways, next word.
Alright, next word.
I don't really... Well, I guess because I don't really understand the history of it. But do you guys know what the history of a spinster is? Like, is that bad? Is that good?
Yes.
Is that, what is
spinster, it? All I know is, like, that's, like, the old woman who never married and who, like, lived alone is, like, the image that comes to my mind.
The thing is, the spinster was only a woman of, like, 24 back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah. Like, you were, like, an old maid at, if you weren't married by your early 20s, you were then old.
Yeah, and a spinster specifically is a derogatory term because a spinster is somebody who would card or make wool or thread.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, spinning, they're like spinning wool, so they're a spinster. So they're saying, like, oh, if you don't get married, you're just going to be a low-income earning woman, spinster, doing this menial labor for the rest of your life.
That's kind of mean to blue-collar workers.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, blue-collar work is really hard. Trust me. I've been there. I know that the manual labor and everything, that's no such thing as unskilled labor.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I hear it every day from Brandon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so spinster is just someone who just didn't get married.
Essentially, right? And because it's like, you weren't
or is alone.
Kind of like good, quote, enough to like get a husband, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Or
like you need a husband
to
take care of you, and you didn't, so now you're alone and you have to spin wool.
Okay.
Yes.
Like take care of yourself, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, I mean, nowadays wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, taking care of yourself is a prerequisite to be an adult, right? So.
Yeah.
And I don't know, though, like, how used spinster is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to ask that. Like,
nowadays.
Do people even use that word anymore?
I would use the word spinster to, like, maybe 70 years of age and above if they never got married, as opposed to early 20s.
Yeah. But I wouldn't flat out be like, yeah, that chick's a spinster, or I wouldn't call old person a chick, but that lady is a spinster. Like, that's a weird.
It wouldn't be the first word I used.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I do think, like, how you're saying, Lemia, is like now it has the connotation of like an actual older person.
Yes, like,
but I don't think
it's actually.
Yeah. Like gray haired and older.
Yeah, that's
comparatively
exactly what I was
to like 20s and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's. I don't know. I've never really. I haven't used it. I don't hear it a lot, so I don't know how.
I think our common day spinster is cat lady.
Oh, and when you said spinster, I wanted to say that too, because I hate the crazy cat lady trope. I despise.
I mean, I've embraced it at this point.
I mean, like, right, there's like two, right? Like, I tell people, like, hell yeah, I'm a cat lady. But, like, where it comes from is definitely, like, derogatory.
Rude.
Like, it's a put down.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's because it's, like, the same as spinster. It's like, you're a crazy cat lady. You couldn't find a man, so you have a bunch of cats.
And I mean, it's right in the saying, crazy. They're calling you crazy.
Uh-huh.
Like,
which crazy on its own is another word we could just talk about too, right?
Yeah.
Just women being called crazy, or people being called crazy, but
gaslighting women into thinking they're crazy. That's a whole nother subject. But...
Yeah, that can be its own episode.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. Okay, so spinster's outdated, but it's the crazy cat lady.
Yeah, that's good call, Mia. That's probably the current use, because I definitely feel like people would still use that term. Crazy cat lady. And I don't appreciate it being a cat lady myself, or using it when people use it to be rude to me.
Yeah.
Like me describing myself like, hell yeah, I'm a cat lady. But you can tell when people are being like, oh, you're a cat lady.
Yeah.
Ah. You guys, I love my cats. Leave me alone.
Next word. So this one, I've gotten this one, and this one's another situational one. But little lady. I mean, granted, I'm a lady and I am little, but being called, I don't want to be called a little lady.
See, that just for me brings up connotations of, like older men, like trying to put you in your place.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I don't appreciate it at all.
Yeah.
But if it's like, well, hey there, little lady.
Like if you're at like a Western themed park. I don't know.
That Southern charm.
I don't even know. But
from a Southern gentleman, it's nice and endearing. But from just some rando.
Yeah, little lady.
Because, I mean, like a bunch of these words, it has connotations to you can't do it yourself.
Yeah, right? Like little makes you seem diminutive and like, incapable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, I think the male equivalent, I read this too in my little Google search, but is, I guess this is like kind of a racial slur too, but calling a guy a boy, like saying boy.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know if you read that.
Yeah, I feel like definitely a racial slur.
Yeah, so it's like similar, where like you're demeaning someone by calling them lesser than what they are, like if it's a grown-ass man, but calling him a boy, or like a independent, like strong lady, but you're calling her little, you know?
Yeah.
It's like stepping them down, like, yeah.
I have a tiny, it's related, but a tiny tangent.
Okay.
Because I studied sociology of sport, and so there's a whole thing about that of athletes. So men are always being referred to, men. Mm-hmm. And women in sports do still get called girls a lot. So just the comparison of the two of like, you should be calling it women's,
women's sports, too. Women's teams.
There's like studies done on, like broadcast and stuff. And like, so they are studying like the languages like broadcasters or whatever are using when they're talking about all these stuff. And so it's like, it's always men's this, men's that, but a lot of the time, instead of like women, it's girl. And so that just puts it like infantizes them.
I've seen that too and noticed that.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Language, man.
It's difficult, especially because like the average person maybe wouldn't even do a double take on that. You know what I mean? Like it's just so engraved into our vocabulary. You don't really think much of it. Kind of like what Mio's saying, when you say a word so many times, it loses its meaning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why definitely like all of these are obviously situational. Like we were saying, Southern gentleman versus like the degrading grouchy man.
They're also generational because language can change over time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because no one says princess anymore, really, and no one says spinster. And
no.
Yeah, I honestly haven't even heard little lady. The only people that have ever said that are all older. I don't know anyone.
I can't think of anyone our age who has. Yeah.
Unless they're calling their kid. Like I've heard. Like parents call their sons and daughters like little man or little lady, but that's cute, you know?
Yeah.
That's not degrading.
And like we said with princess too, like it's contextual also.
Yeah.
Of what is happening. But okay, what do we got next? I'm liking all these words, and I like that hearing them for the first time. So what is my gut reaction?
Right? It's like, do you cringe or you're like, oh, I like that word. So I got this one. I saw this one, and I don't know how I feel about this one. Like, I don't know if it's good or bad, but like the fact that Okay, I'm trying to remember. I should have kept the article. I didn't. Sorry. So no links in the description. My bad. What was it? So this lady was talking about how referring to like a husband and wife, like say like two guys were talking, they'll say like, oh, how's the missus or how's the wife? But when it's like women talking, it's like, oh, how's Brandon? You know, like how's what's the guy name? Kyle. I don't know. I can't think of anything. Kyle. And so, like how, like they refer to the lady as like what they are, title. Like the wife, the missus, you know, whereas women like, tend to use more like the actual name.
Yeah, and I feel like it puts them in a box a little bit to not be using their name, and kind of takes away from them as a human, you know.
Well, it's like they're talking about them in terms of their relationship to someone else.
Yes. So like they're...
And that one, I don't like, it depends, you know, like if it's a close friend, then I would expect them to use my name. But if it's like just Brandon's friend and I don't actually know the person, then I guess it's fine, you know, because I kind of do that too. Like I say like, how's the boyfriend or how's the,
yeah, I mean, you could say that also if you like forgot their name and it's a new relationship or something.
How's that guy you're seeing?
Yeah.
How's the boy or yeah.
Or or if they just got married, you know, then you're like using that term because like, oh, they just got married and it's a novelty.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I would only see that as a negative if you were like lifelong friends and you guys built a relationship and you know the lady's name and you're just still referring to her as just simply the missus or the wife. But I don't know, even that,
it wouldn't
I wouldn't be butthurt if I overheard that, you know?
Yeah, like I don't think that would offend me at all. But it's never really happened to me either, so I can't really say.
Yeah.
Right, not there yet.
Side tangent. Okay, so I got a letter from my sister-in-law. She gave me like an early birthday present, and she put Mrs. like Melissa Manalo. And I was thinking about it. Does that make sense? Because I never changed my last name. So would it still be Mrs. Melissa Manalo? Because it makes me sound like I'm married to a Manalo, but I'm not. I just didn't change my last name.
I don't know what the technical rules are with Miss, Mrs. and other such phrases, but
to my understanding, Mrs. is married.
Yeah.
And then MISS is unmarried, and MS I think is like widowed or something.
Yeah, because there's a difference if you've been widowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you have their last name.
But I think regardless of if you change your name or not, you're still a Mrs. because of your marital status.
So like say like I don't know if I'll never become a teacher, but you know, in that situation, would I just be Mrs. Manalo?
Yes.
Probably.
I mean, I say that with a ... question mark. I think so.
Ellipses question mark.
Yeah. At that point, I'd probably just say, just call me Melissa. No need
but
for formality.
That is another like thing that I've like read about too of women have all of these designators, right? Of their relationship status, but men are always Mr.
Always a Mr.
Always a Mr. And like the only other like little asterisk is like doctor, right? As another title for either though. But like men are always Mr., but women are Mrs., Miss, or Ms., or I don't know if there's like another one.
Well, they could be doctor too.
Yeah. Well, that's what you said. Yeah, they're both. That one's for both. Dr. Jill, we all know, huh? Call her by her title. That's a whole other subject of using titles.
There's another tangent.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't know. I was just like wondering. I was like, because Because people still, like when they send us letters, like Brandon's family likes to do the Christmas photos, like family photos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we'll get like Mr. and Mrs. Brandon and Melissa Perry. Even though I never changed my last name, but I think they just assumed, because that's just like, that's just like the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think people realize that I never actually did change my last name, because we also like got married like 2 weeks after we got engaged, and then there was only 20 people at our wedding, so including us. So
that was pre-pandemic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good thing too, because I wanted to actually plan it and get married in 2020.
Ooh.
But good thing we didn't do that, and it wouldn't have happened.
Okay, guys, I've Googled Miss and Ms.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what maybe there was something else for widow, because I thought there was some type of signifier for that. But everything
I thought there was too.
Well, see, that's what, maybe it's changed, or maybe, I don't know. But what I'm seeing now, in just a quick Google search, is, so Mrs. is married, Miss, M-I-S-S, is like single, unmarried, and the MS, they have it like pronounced as Ms, so like M-I-Z. And that is, like they say, unspecified. So it doesn't tell you marital status.
Oh. Okay.
Interesting.
No. But I thought there was one for, like, widow too, but I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I don't want that as a signifier. Like, I'm a widow.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I feel like maybe, like, not nowadays. So, like, maybe things have changed there, but I feel like back when there was something that was like, this woman is now widowed, but I can't think of, I don't know, guys.
So are men called widows? Because I was watching a show and the guy considered himself a widow, but I feel like that sounds wrong.
Yeah, they're widows, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are? Okay.
Widows, widowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, widower.
Widower?
Yes. I think there's some difference between widow and widower.
Yeah, so widow is a woman whose spouse, and then a widower is the man whose spouse has died.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, makes sense. Anyways. Interesting.
See, whenever, because there's, I don't know, maybe it's for, like, signing up for some things, but I feel like there's been some, like, prompts on, I don't know, but that I've had to say, like, what is my title on things?
Yeah,
like pick something, and I usually pick the ms.ms. Something about miss I don't like, or I don't know, it's not liking it, but I'm not sure.
It makes you sound like
I'm not a Mrs., but
like a little girl.
Yeah. That's probably what it is. It sounds young.
Little miss?
Or like,
yeah.
So something about
a young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed,
right. I like
very fertile virgin.
Shannon. Yeah.
You just had to throw that in there, didn't you?
Just had to. You're so funny.
That's all I think of.
Right. I mean, I can see that.
Let's see, what else do I have? Okay, here we go. I think that was, cute. But I put cute / little lady.
Okay.
But cute, I think, I don't know. I think that's not gender. That's like more stature. Like, I don't like being called cute because I'm short.
I find that I like being called cute now, but there's previous relationships where if somebody called me cute, I'd be like, well, why am I cute and not, like, beautiful or something, better than cute?
Yeah. Cute. Well, see, when you say, like, cute, it's, like, different.
Like, a dress is cute.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I am more than that,
Yeah.
But
I find in recent times that I do like being called cute.
Yeah.
So
and I use cute too. Like, I think that guy is cute. Like so
we're our own perpetrators.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I didn't like cute because I've always been the short one, especially when I'm with you both, because you guys are tall. I'm always like the little one.
Sorry.
And it just like it makes me it makes me feel little. It makes me feel like.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've actually read, so when I was doing my Google search too, that like some guys, especially short guys, don't like being cute or called cute either. Because it's like they can't tell if you're calling them cute because they're actually cute, like their looks, or cute because they're little, you know. And it's another like kind of just feels demeaning and like kind of the same way I was thinking.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So so don't call a little guy cute.
I don't think I would.
And don't call Melissa cute. And pat her on the head, right? Like if someone like, oh, you're so cute. Oh, God. Yeah, barf.
Yeah. Or like, so this doesn't happen to me now probably because I'm an adult now, but in high school and like even in college, guys would like put their arm on my head.
Oh yeah, I saw that a lot.
Piss me off.
Yeah.
You saw that? You saw people do that to me?
Not specifically you, but like short girls getting that done to them.
Treatment.
Yeah. It's like, don't do that. First of all, that ruined my hair. Yeah, that. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's just like right in your face.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't do that to girls or short people. Don't do that to short people. I'm sure guys hate that too. Don't put your nasty COVID-filled bacterial infested arm on my head, please. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Don't touch people without their consent. Don't do it.
Yes, exactly.
Do not put your arm on me, sir. Or ma'am. Huh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Any walks of life, do not put your arm on my head. Don't care what you identify as. Don't do it. Okay. I think that was the last on my list. Did you have any other? Did either of you? Is there one that somebody calls you that you hate?
No, but there are, like, I know that there are certain women in my life who will just absolutely lose their mind if they're called the C word.
Oh.
It's just, like, super triggering for them. I don't understand it personally, but it's, like, the worst word they could be called.
So that word, hopefully you guys know what word we're talking about. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, we could swear on the podcast. This is not for children.
Yeah.
But I read that, like, that's an American thing. Because, like, in other countries, they use that word just free, like, you know, freely.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Americans hate that word for some reason. I've honestly never really been called that. I've never been called that ever. And I've never really heard someone use that word. Maybe like a couple of times. But hardly ever.
Yeah. Like, I think people are so averse to it that they don't. Sorry, there's background noise right now.
Is it the ghost?
No, it's someone's trying to get ice out of the freezer.
Oh, tell them it's winter. Why are they getting ice out of the freezer?
It's winter. Drink
some
hot.
tea.
I think they're having an alcoholic beverageino.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, anyway, I have this book, too, with the meanings of names in it, if you want to do that.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to say that in our intro. But Mia's got a little segment for us. So, Mia's Corner, or I don't know what you call it.
Mia's Corner. Go to your corner.
Okay, are we leaving the C word?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Unless
we went there quickly and then we...
Yeah. I think that's kind of different than what we've been talking about and entrenched in a lot more.
I think it would require more research into it. And I was reading about it earlier. So, but I think there's a lot of opinions on it and a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
With it. Okay, but yes, let's move on to Mia's Corner.
All right. So this book is called The Hidden Truth of Your Name, a complete guide to first names and what they say about the real you. It's part of the Nomenology project. It doesn't really have an author.
What's the what?
A Nomenology project is basically the name project. Like, there's one that's birthday, stars, and numbers, and then there's The Hidden Truth of Your Name. And I'm sure they have other books, but I don't have them.
Okay.
This book, it goes way in depth to, like, the evolution of name analysis, how to use numbers, mythical origins, runes, marriage, adoption, and other life-altering events that change your personality based off of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just first name, so it doesn't have last name stuff in here.
Okay.
So we'll start with our host, Melissa.
Okay. Should I explain, like, how I got my name?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So my name's Melissa. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Melissa. Like we're at an AA meeting or something.
So my name is slightly unique because it's spelled with a Z. In case you guys haven't read the description or anything about the podcast, shame on you. Go on my website, thetalkativeIntrovertPodcast.com. But in case you didn't know, it's Meliza. And so it's pretty simple. It's just the combination of my dad's name and my mom's name. So my dad's name is Mike. So we took the M, we didn't. My parents took the M. And then my mom's name's Elizabeth. And so they took the first part of Elizabeth and put M and Alyssa together to make Melissa.
Oh, that's very nice.
That's so cute. Yeah.
I really like that.
Thanks. That's why
yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the Z spelling, too. Mm-hmm. It just feels better. Thanks. You're welcome. So I feel like I was reading through these beforehand, and they can be really hit and miss.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, so I'll just go into it. The Kabbalistic synopsis of Melissa is that you won't meet any women more quintessentially feminine than Melissa. As a result, many people feel immediately protective of her and try to tell her how to run her life. Generally, Melissa will be too impressionable to tell them to leave her alone, so it may be up to someone who really understands her to get rid of those who are interfering. Melissa is wonderfully idealistic and charmingly innocent. When Melissa tells people how the world could be if we all behaved decently, the most hardened cynic will be impressed by her conviction. Friends are very important to Melissa and will continue to be even after she settles down with a partner, so any lover of Melissa's will have to be willing to share her with other people.
So basically the opposite of all of that is
yeah, right. And there's
except for your friends, you love friends.
There's two more interpretations.
Okay, what's the other one?
Here's the other one.
The other one is that basically Melissa is whole and encourages wholeness in others and uses isolation to clear out her head and create balance in life. Once she feels she's a whole person, she spreads this soothing wholeness and balance out to other people. You have a wonderful intuition, flexibility, movement, and you like to kick up your heels and travel. So, I don't know.
What does wholeness mean?
Like wholesome, like wholeness, like
you
how know who you are, you like are yourself type thing. I don't know.
You are Melissa.
Shut up, Shannon.
Hold on, let me Google it.
And
what is, because I don't even know what wholesome means.
I will tell you.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Well, anyway, while you guys are doing that, the derivation of Melissa is Greek, meaning bee, like bumblebee.
Ooh.
A common name in ancient Greece, became popular in English-speaking countries in the late 20th century, particularly during the 1970s.
Okay.
And then we have Shannon.
That's me.
Sure is.
Derivation is Irish Gaelic from the Old Celtic river meaning old or ancient.
Mm-hmm.
Began to be used as a first name in the 20th century, most commonly in the United States, occasionally found as a male name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yep,
that's true.
You know that?
Mm-hmm.
So did you find the definition of whole?
So wholesome, Google says, conducive to or promoting moral well-being. And there's probably other definitions and stuff.
So I promoting social or moral well-being with others. But I don't know if I necessarily.
I feel like that's accurate. I feel like that's accurate because you want everybody to get along, especially with in regards to political stuff. I know you don't really want to talk about that, but
no, it's all good.
Basically, that you want both sides to see each other's point of view type thing.
Mm-hmm. Have you been watching my Instagram stories?
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't like the division, and I think people should see. We won't go into politics, but I do believe that both sides have more in common than they think. They just don't want to admit it. Yeah. But anyways, that's a different subject, and we won't go there. But okay,
so I guess Shannon's synopsis.
Wait, do you want me to tell why?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Origin story, Shannon.
Origin story. It's super exciting. It's not that exciting. So originally my mom had picked out the name Stephanie.
Oh.
And then my cousin was born first, and she was named Stephanie.
Ooh, bummer.
So my mom had to come up with another first choice name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shannon wasn't a second choice. I just had to come up with another first choice.
Oh, that's cute.
So that's the most exciting. But she just liked that name. She also had a boy's name picked out for me.
What was it?
Wesley.
Ooh.
Wesley. I like that.
Like Princess Bride.
Yeah.
It's like, what's her name? Wesley's in Star Trek. He's the boy.
Yeah. The nurse's son? Right? Is she the nurse?
She's a doctor.
Oh, yeah. I've seen
a nurse.
3 episodes, and I already know who you're talking about.
It's been a long time.
I know her real name's Beverly because what's his name?
Beverly. Sir Patrick Stewart.
What's her name?
Wesley Crusher is the
Crusher.
Is the character.
Beverly Crusher.
Yeah. Okay.
Wesley Crusher. Yeah.
Nerd.
Shut up. But I like that. I like Wesley. That's a cool name. A Stephanie? You do not look like a Stephanie. You look like a Shannon.
You're a Shannon.
Well, we should read what the Shannon meanings are and then see what the Stephanie ones are.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at that.
Because now I'm just curious.
So Shannon, basically it's saying that you should be a nervous wreck. But that's weakened to a degree because of other components of your name. Okay. Does not need to be surrounded by supportive and loving individuals in order to feel good about herself and the world around her.
Is that my introvertism? Is that
I guess.
Right, that kind of sounds.
You have the capacity. You have the capacity to do battle even when she's feeling down. And thanks to her appealing personality and genuine kindness, Shannon will have plenty of strong friendships and should not be overly troubled by her emotional insecurities.
I think that's true. You have a lot of friends for being an introvert.
That's true.
The same.
Okay, and Stephanie. Stephanie, the derivation is French version of Stefan, which comes from the Greek name Stephanos, meaning crown, first used in English-speaking countries in the 1920s, and steadily increased in popularity since then. So, as soon as you meet Stephanie, you know you're in for some fun. She tends to have sparkling eyes and a bubbly personality, which makes Stephanie an instant hit with everyone.
Bubbly.
She loves to chatter and usually does so in a very enthusiastic and excitable way, as if she must get her words out before she bursts from having to keep them in! Exclamation mark!
Oh my god.
Stephanie is not ideally suited to an office job, but is better off in a job that makes use of her outgoing personality and taste for the glamorous side of life. The value of her name is 211. The initial 2 numbers relates to the High Priestess card in the tarot. In broad terms, that this could be regarded as showing a higher than usual level of women's intuition. The final 11 in her name reveals an attraction to the mysterious and bizarre aspects of life.
So basically, Stephanie is the extroverted version of Shannon.
Yes.
Stephanie's my extroverted alter ego.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, so is your cousin Stephanie an extrovert?
I'm not sure. My guess would be yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was destiny
I'm not sure
that your name was Shannon.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you said there's three interpretations, right?
Yeah, there are 3.
So what was that? The one you just did? What one?
The Kabbalistic one.
Okay. So what are the other ones then?
Hang on, let me get back to that page real quick.
Mia, tell me now.
I'm sorry, I lost it.
We are in the
For
world
Shannon
of
or
instant
Stephanie?
gratitude. Or
For Shannon. We can leave Stephanie behind.
Shannon has the challenges of Shane, but to a much greater degree. The triple rune of constraint in this name could suggest pronounced physical, mental, or emotional challenges. It could also manifest itself as imprisonment, financial decline, or other unusual problems.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
I don't know, Shannon.
Wait. Is that because I have so many N's in my name? Is that what?
Yeah, the Nauthies. But hey, you have the rune of wholeness. That,
what is that? What's a rune?
A rune is like a letter.
Oh, okay.
Which can emerge through your dreams, chance encounters, and meditations. After much upheaval, Shannon will find her way thanks to another rune of wholeness and the powers of the 4 elements that bless her name.
Aw, okay, so I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Oh my god. Okay,
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
The last one is Shannon is very happy when she is out and about in nature. She may even decide to seek a profession that is connected with the ecological movement. She is very aware of nutrition and diet and is careful about her physical health. A practical person with a genuine concern about day-to-day life, Shannon is quite close to her family. She is much more concerned about what is permanent worth than fleeting and transient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's that.
What is that? Should we... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so should we move on to the last name?
The last name. Last name is mine, which unfortunately isn't in this book, but in the index they say which names are derived from other names. So, like, Joanna C. or Jody C. Jody spelled a different way. Kathleen C. Catherine.
Okay.
So mine is C. Marie. Which is funny because that's my middle name too.
Okay.
Oh, funny.
Okay.
So what's your origin story though?
Oh, my mom wanted to name me Victoria. My dad did not want me to be named Victoria.
Okay.
And so my mom picked another name, which was Mia. And she had a goat growing up that was named Mia that she really loved, and she really loved the name.
Aww.
So that's me, named after a goat.
Yes. Your mom's favorite goat.
Yes, favorite goat.
We're going to have to look up at least Victoria for this first one also, just to see if she's your alter ego.
Well, I have Marie in here.
Okay.
But for your alter ego.
Oh, yeah, we'll look at my alter, too.
Okay.
But anyway, Marie is, you'll never hear Marie complain that she is bored. She barely has time in the day to stop and eat. Bullshit. Marie likes to squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of life and is a great person to be with, although most people prefer her in small doses. Paradoxically, the most significant and stable feature of Marie's life is change. From her job to her lifestyle to her country of residence and her partners, Marie changes everything, sometimes with quite startling rapidity. She has a real interest in world cultures, so extensive travel is definitely in the cards for Marie. She may just well decide to work her way around the world, picking up a variety of temporary jobs as she goes. The total value of her name suggests that she will eventually settle down, but that might not be until she has turned 60.
Okay.
Very
so
adventurous.
I don't know. I don't feel like that's very accurate as far as I feel like, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Victoria. English and Spanish from the Latin Victoria with accents, meaning victory. Extremely popular among early Christians in the name of a saint in the 3rd century, very popular in the 1950s and 60s. Excuse me. Cheerful, energetic, intelligent, and business-minded too, this woman has it all. Victoria is a deeply contented person with the confidence to take on any challenges that interest her. The central An in her name, Rune, is a key letter. It indicates Veronica's business acumen will provide her with the money she needs to indulge many unvaried interests that make her such a contented individual. Victoria has very close ties to her parents and family, although they are not so close that they prevent her from forming commitments to more intimate relationships. Yet Victoria likes partners who can genuinely be honest and upfront about their feelings, but they must also know how to have fun. The value of her name reduces to 11, the number most associated with magic and the unusual. It is not uncommon for Victoria to be interested in the mystical and supernatural once she has achieved her major goals in life and is looking for a new and stimulating interest. That, I feel like, is more close. Not
just that last part?
Yeah, just not like dead on, but like I feel...
The beginning part seems very corporate.
Yeah, I'm not cheerful or energetic or business-minded. I do think I'm intelligent, but that's only 1 out of 4, so...
Yeah.
Fail.
Fail. Okay, what are the other ones for Marie?
For Marie?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I bookmarked these, but poorly.
You're doing great.
You're doing great, sweetie. Okay, so the runic interpretation is making a home on uncharted waters gives life a thrill beyond compare. The rune of self offers Marie a clear identity and inner reserves of faith and optimism. The rune of standstill indicates that Marie welcomes stillness and enjoys studying foreign languages and history. That's pretty true. Mm-hmm. She likes to be by herself and actually requires a good deal of time alone to feel rested and orderly. That's true. 2 runes, one of movement and one of journey, signifies travel, good communications, and numerous transitions and adjustments ahead for me. Okay. I like that one a little bit better.
Yeah, that seems a little closer to who you are.
Yeah. And then the numerological, Jesus Christ.
One more time.
The number interpretation. There we go. Anyway.
Okay.
Marie is sensitive with a deep desire for peace and cooperation. She is also her own individual with a very personal agenda. She is very fond of children and is naturally inclined to be nurturing and emotionally caring.
Big fat no.
It is important for her to create a beautiful home environment, and she is skilled in doing so. Her name value is 1, the number that stands for I am me and no one else. Marie has to assert and prove her sense of singularity in the world. Her challenge consists in the alignment of her responsibility to herself with the responsibility she feels for others. I feel that's true. Just the last part there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was that the last one?
Yep. Marie's kind of short.
So what we learned so far is that your name means nothing. Has absolutely nothing to do with your character.
I think honestly, the Birthday Stars and Numbers book was much more accurate, but it also goes into like birth charts and stuff like that, so you have to like really know like the time you were born and the stars alignment.
So it's kind of like the zodiac.
Yeah, it is. Sorry.
That's okay.
I just choked on my own spit. And that's why we're not all together in person.
Thank goodness for Skype, even though we had some technical difficulties earlier.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Are you okay?
Yeah, don't die.
Yeah, I'm in my mom's craft room and there's a lot of dust.
So is the ghost room the craft room?
Yeah, well, it's like it's where I would stay before I lived here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bed and then there's a table with like a workbench type thing going on.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's kind of creepy because it has this giant tapestry on the wall that I really like, but it's like kind of creepy. It's like a bunch of Victorian women in a garden playing a game with blindfolds on, so some of them have blindfolds, and it's weird. I'll send you a Snapchat of it.
Okay. I was like, I'm trying to like think about it. That's an odd piece of art to put in that room specifically.
It's a family heirloom. Yeah.
Or not men, women.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Thanks for sharing all that. I really want to, because you mentioned tarot cards.
Yeah.
I want to get a reading, a professional reading.
We could do that.
That'd be kind of cool. Can you do that online? Like, I don't know how that works. Because you know how usually there's like a place you go to and I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, like, can psychics work over Wi-Fi? You know, like, does it work that way?
I believe so. Actually,
Okay.
My mom had a pet psychic do a reading over the phone, and she said it was pretty accurate, and there's like stuff that she wouldn't have known about our pets, you know. Anyway. But there's people on TikTok who do tarot readings for money if you Cash App them, and then you'd have a video recording of it too. Or you could go to one of those sketchy palm readers that are like have neon signs in their windows on the side of the road.
Probably
it's
not.
Up to you.
I'll see if there's one online.
Yeah.
I'm sure, you know, your psychic ability can go through the internet.
Yeah, I mean...
Hopefully.
I would hope so.
Yeah. That'd be really interesting. I've always wanted to do a psychic reading.
Me too, but I've always, also been kind of afraid too. It's like, what if it's accurate?
Yeah. How trippy would that be?
Pretty weird.
Pretty weird.
I'm just scared it's going to be something bad.
And that's why I don't do it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, anything else before we wrap this up?
I don't know. How was that? Oh, well, I mean, we've been talking for over an hour, so I'm assuming
I think it was pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of content there. Yeah.
I think
was it good for you? It was good for me.
Okay. Should we do a little, I don't know if you're going to cut out some of this like ending part here, but should we do an actual like, okay, see you guys later for your...
Yeah, I was gonna...
Okay.
But, thanks for coming on to the show, and I just got a brain fart, you guys.
It happens.
It does happen.
Well, I appreciate you having us and, being able to talk about all the connotations and denotations that we have with different words. And even though my book wasn't very helpful, it was kind of interesting to see somebody's research into our names.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah. I've never looked up my name before either. Especially because, like, it's just spelled weird anyways.
Yeah.
But I guess I could have looked for SSA, but it's fine. I never did. But yeah, thanks for sharing that. I like these conversations where we kind of have to think about it, you know, the thoughtful ones. So let's think of like other stuff. And thanks for coming on to your first episode of season 2. I mean, this isn't the first episode of season 2, but it's your guys' first
Yay!
episode.
Yay! Yay, season 2!
I don't know what number episode this is going to be.
We weren't cut from the cast.
We made it.
You guys made it.
And we weren't recast.
We weren't killed off. We weren't recast. It's great.
Shannon has been replaced by Stephanie. Victoria.
Oh, no. Oh. Well, can't wait to start listening to your second season.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Coming out. I mean, it'll be out already by the time this episode comes out, but
yeah.
February 1st, if you haven't seen my Instagram post.
Okay.
Cool.
I did see your Instagram post, I think.
I don't remember.
I think I did. Now I'm going to go check.
Mia, you should remember because you shared it on your story.
On Facebook, right?
Oh, yeah, that one. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that one's the only one I've posted in like
Sorry. With my art page, I've been kind of busy and posting a lot of crap and,
Okay,
a little shameless plug.
1st, save the date.
Well, I didn't do a shameless plug. I didn't even say the name of the page.
Well, this page that Mia talks about, go check it out. What's it called? Art of Mia Russell.
Of Mia Russell. Yeah,
okay,
2 S's,
I'll put
2
that
L's.
Put that in the description.
I don't have anything to plug, so
that's okay.
Fine. Go follow Mia's art page.
Yeah.
Do it.
It's great. It's commissioned her to do
Support art.
Yeah, she's starving, you guys. Support her.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we have to wrap this up. We're getting delirious.
All right. Well, it was great being on your podcast again.
Glad to have you guys.
Yes,
it's always fun to chat. I hope you enjoyed that episode and maybe even learned something new. And let us know on social media or email me or check out my website and let us know, what terms do you not like? What's a term that seems super innocent but irks you and bothers you and you hate being called it? And I know we talked about mainly female terms just because, we can't speak for men. Obviously, we're not men. So I'd like to know from the male audience, if there is any, what do you not like being called? What's an innocent word that people use all the time, but you don't like being called that term? Let us know. If you enjoy what you hear and want to stay up to date on the show, please follow me on Facebook and or on Instagram. You can also check out my website at thetalkativeintrovertpodcast.com. All the information will be on there as well as in the show notes. Please help support the show by sharing it with your friends and family. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode.